I'm having some XSplit issues here, so just bear with me. Weird. How's everyone doing? Very strange. Hey, Anna.
Hello.
Yeah, something weird's going on, but I think I'm okay. I finally got logged in. I went to the admin XSplit broadcaster.
Okay, so something with XSplit?
Yeah, it wouldn't log me into. It wouldn't let me like authenticate it, like I had a license.
Oh, OBS.
No, can't do OBS. Can't do multiple. Can't do what I do in the basement. Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
damn.
couldn't do it. All right, I'm gonna run this, then run downstairs real quick. All right, I'll be right back.
Your repurposed freighter drifts through space.
Jay left me with
As
the
you
show.
stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh, did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters. How did you do that? I have the right tools for the job.
Hey, Greg. Sorry, some weird stuff going on here. I'm just getting caught up. Hey, Iron Chef. Let's hope. Let's hope. All right.
A story once spoken is ageless. The dungeon imagined without end. The curious are the ones most courageous. The tree that endures has to bend. From stillness the mad march is stirring. From countless voices the castle takes shape. Zagig will test the enduring.
You gonna put in any virtual GrowCon games in the near future?
Yeah, but I'm leaving for my con on Tuesday, so I.
Oh, which con's that?
It's my little private con I'm going to.
Oh!
Yeah, we'll see if I can manage to get that in before then. I have a lot of other things to plan, but I'll try my best to do it before then. Well, yeah, I'll do it before then. Yeah, before
awesome,
I
thanks.
So I will not be on Legends and Lore next week.
Oh, okay. We'll have fun with that.
Yeah. It's next weekend, but I'm leaving. Let's see here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm leaving next Wednesday at noon. So yeah.
Thank you. All good.
And then back again on Monday week after. So
nice.
No Legends of Lore, no Gavin next week.
Anyone else there? We know or?
Oh yeah, lots of various industry insiders and stuff.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
How about community people here? Anyone?
I'm not so sure about that many.
Yeah.
Well, some of them. Chuck Combo might be there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him about it, but he might. Yep.
All right. Let's see. There we go. Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't been there before, so we'll see.
Nice. That was annoying. Whatever that issue was, that was really strange. But I think I got it resolved now. Oh! Gotcha, Stefan. Cool, Dragger. Enjoy. I know Darling's not on now because she's got severe storm issues going on down there in her realm of Virginia.
Yeah?
Yeah, down there somewhere. So, lots of people are having issues, weather issues, it appears.
Well, it's that time of year when you have thunderstorms and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so it must be the same one rolling up. So it'll get to me, but I don't think it's going to get to me by the time I'm on. It'll probably get to me late tonight. So, yeah. Ugh. That stinks. Thank you. That was Mike. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, good.
So Mike figured it out or got lucky. Something happened. Should be okay now. All right. I suggest you all bookmark Greyhawkery tonight. Gonna be a lot of Greyhawkery use. All right. What time is it? Look at that. So not even late. We're not even late.
Nope. Not. That's good.
In panic mode. Plus, I'm on a new blood pressure medication for the time being. Get it down from in time for the next surgery. So, yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's getting dark here. Maybe we may get some weather too. Never know. Coming live. 2 minutes early, why not? Make sure I didn't miss anything. Woo! Yeah, we've had rain. So, All right. Oh, look at that. Boing. Now let's see if it went to the right screen at least. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Everyone good today?
Mm-hmm.
Mike, you good?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Just a rough day.
Rough day? Work day? Life?
Sorta.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
hang in there.
a lot of physical activity. I'm a 3 out of 10 today.
Oh my.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I won't coordinate. Uh-oh. So, well, good timing. Mike put a list back like 4 or 5 weeks of all these ideas, and I picked one that's on mostly on him, right? So, Sea Prince's History and High Seas Mythos. Woo! Yes.
Yowza.
But the good thing here is I did something very simplistic, and I went over to Mike's site, and I just did in the upper left-hand corner in a search. I did Sea Princes, and I got all this stuff. So if at worst comes to worst, we can just go right through it.
Right through it.
Right through it. Along with, and if I go back one here, I should go to the Mythos of the High Seas that this is all based on too. So we got them both. We got it all here. So I wouldn't worry too much. Along with a couple books that I recommend. I got 4 here. They're going to be, we're on this screen. They won't be scrolling through. One of them is embedded mostly in another one.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know. I said, I'm not a high seas, water-based adventuring expert at all. But, just, hey, Justin. But this is like the coolest out of them all, right? This 2E version of Ships in the Sea. It's by Keith Francis Strom, and it's a great book. And
it's amazing, those little soft-bound books. They are just some of the best things ever made for D&D.
Right.
Both the green ones, the blue ones, and the brown ones. They are fantastic.
Here's a little trick if you don't know. This, if you're a 5e player, and you go, well, I have it. Let me bring up the all the PDFs here. I should have all of them. Yeah, I do. All the ones I was going to look at. 2, 3, 4, popping them all up. Okay. All right. So if we go here and we go here and we go here and then we go here. Oh, shit. See, I clicked on the 13. I swear to God. That thing switches on me in this one for some damn reason all the time. All right, here's the Ships in the Sea, but we can come back to that. But if you come here to Ghost of Saltmarsh, right? Here's a little trick that a lot of people don't know. And you come down to the appendices at the very end somewhere. Oh, look at all this stuff. Where's the beginning of it? Main deck. There's a lot of there's Appendix A of Ships in the Sea. It's just converted for 5th edition. Now, I don't know if the spells are in there or anything, but it's the same book for the most part. Yes, Judge's Guild is a similar book about ships. Did they, Moose? I don't have that. Man, if you could link the name of that, man, that would be awesome. Or a picture of it. That would be cool.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I have. That would be cool. It's probably really expensive now. 2 others, that's 2, and 2 others. Necromancer Games, back in the day, and now owned by Frog God, has Dead Man's Chest. Right, another cool one. During the 3rd edition era, and then this one, which I haven't used that much, but a lot of people seem to like this one, and that's the Seafarer's Handbook by Legends and Lairs. I think that D20 era, so that's 3rd edition as well. And that's got some cool things in it too. So, yeah.
Prior to 5e, this is the sources I was using for my base campaign.
Okay.
Which I just linked on there.
Okay. Let's see. Sea Princes. So what date's that? 20. Wow. So that's April 25th. Why did that not show up? Because it says Sea Princes. Maybe it did. No, these are in date. No. Let me see.
Yeah, that might have been actually the first article I did because it was like my preamble to the Sea Princess campaign.
All right, Sea Princess hybrid seafaring rules. All right, give me 1 second.
2011.
Yeah, let me because it doesn't show on this one, but here, let me do this. You're gonna get a double anomaly here, everyone. Just like I always have to do when I bring up my own Twitch here with sound, but in order to link it onto the stream, we go like that, and then we turn it off. Cool. All right, awesome. So, your favorite area to campaign in for all these years, Mike? Is this it? Is this the penultimate for you?
It's no, no,
No.
no. It's the City of Greyhawk will always be the
Okay.
best. But this one definitely had legs because I did it across more than one edition, and I did it with multiple adventuring
Oh,
groups, different groups of players. So it had a broad appeal,
okay.
and I got a lot of written material out of it for the blog and in Orth Journal, etc., which was also nice.
Very cool. So, longest over the course of what, from second edition up to through fifth?
This would have been 3.5 to Pathfinder to
Oh,
5e,
wow.
but
Okay.
we did the 3.5 / Pathfinder all through 4e, which was the course of several years.
Yeah, because who wanted to play fourth, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. So you got your hybrid seafaring rules here for.
And it was a mismatch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen this article, so let's check it out. This may help people.
It doesn't
Yeah.
really, it just shows my thinking. It doesn't actually show any rules, but it is the sources I used.
Yeah, well, that's great because
Which
Yeah.
I just took my favorite stuff over the years from the different editions.
okay,
Coincidentally, I never owned the Ships in the Sea.
right.
So,
Well, it was so hard to get
uh,
a hold of back then, man. Right?
yeah,
And you
yeah, but
couldn't
I
just like,
found some other stuff.
yeah, you couldn't just like, I mean, maybe on eBay back then, but it's just like you couldn't get it. It was a lot harder to get. Those splat books, some of them, those green splat
Yeah.
books, and a lot of the blue books.
But me and my friends, we had all the splat books except that one, evidently, and Monster Mythology for some odd reason because I only got that recently.
Yeah, Necromancer's book too. Necromancer.
Yeah,
And let's see what else. The
all the green books.
How about what was the one? The duel, not the duel. It wasn't a duelist book, but it was the Pit Fighter book. They had one. Oh my, what was it called? Yeah, they had some really cool ones. I was like, and it was a Dark Sun blue splat book. I was like, this is cool.
No, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, I got it. And I was like, wow, this is pretty neat. So, all right, Storm Rack. It seems to be your big one, right?
I was doing 3.5 heavily, and so that stuff was directly useful. Yes.
Okay. So navigation was Storm Rack, evasion of encounters. Expert rule converted to 3.5.
Yeah, there was some easy stuff in the expert, like the blue box rules.
Right.
I liked the simplicity of it.
Okay.
But then that's contradicted by the complexity of some of the other
Right.
sources.
Weather generation. Their chart was simplified enough that it still broke down into cold, temperate, and warm climates. Sure, I love these official weather generator, but it's one of those Uber simulations that really yeah.
I really, really like the Greyhawk weather generator, but sometimes it's a bit too much.
That is true. Base sometimes is good, right? Hey, is it raining? I don't know. Damage from weather. 1E DMG with 3.5 conversion. This one I could not pass up. It says to create some quick random trouble in stormy voyages. Now there are percentage chances for things to happen on the ship, from capsizing to broken masts to crew falling overboard. It's in the original Dungeon Master's Guide?
Yeah, I guess so.
Really?
There's so much cool stuff buried in the
yeah.
original DMG.
Wow. If anyone can find a page number that is, I'll show it. But I believe you, but I've never looked at it. Or if I skim through it. Wow. That is pretty cool. So let me ask this. It's 2011. when you're putting this together, and that part right there, the damage from weather, does the first thing come to your mind, the scene when they're going around the Cape in Master and Commander?
No.
Oh,
As a
really?
matter of fact,
Okay.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen
Oh
the
my
movie, but I can't
gosh.
remember any of that
Yeah.
detail. But I think it was
Yeah.
cool when I saw it, but didn't leave such a lasting impression
Yeah, it's a
on me.
must see. It's like it's a
Oh
great
yeah,
movie.
I think it was a good movie.
So what happened was
yeah.
they going around, and one of the smaller masts breaks in the back, and it's pulling and the guy goes overboard, and it's like those waves around the Cape down there in South America are unbelievable, and they're chopping because they know they're going to be capsized by it. So and they cut it, and the guy doesn't make it, and yeah, it goes. Yeah, so yep. Oh, Ciderin, really? You've won 2 3D printed items? No, man. Give them to someone who will use them. Give them to someone who will use them, man. Give them to a friend. It's all good. Man, dude, now you got me itching right now. I need to go to the Dungeon Master's Guide and find this.
Yeah, I'm broke mine out too.
Yeah, yeah, man. Just share a wealth. It's cool for that. Like, let me go. Wow. Hey, DC. I can't say that, pronounce that, but yeah, it's good to see you. So yeah, we're going to be talking like Sea Princess lore and some other cool things. Uh, Let me
I
go here.
don't know for certain what my
There we go.
where it's at.
Let me go to the. Let me go to the back. I think there's here. Isn't there a here? We'll go talk about ships. Ships. There we go. Master and crew. Ships 53 to 55 page. The original Dungeon Master's Guide. I mean, I can't believe that there's that. I didn't know there was anything on ships in here. It's a great artwork too, man. Like with this dryad, great artwork.
That's from I've seen it in Dragon magazine and other places too.
Oh yeah, it's on here. Top of page 54. I'll be damned.
Yeah. See, look, you even have like the maneuverability classes of Ifrits, Hippogriffs. I mean, they got some great stuff in here. You just gotta know to look back on that. So cool, man. Thanks, Greg. Airborne. We're almost there. Here we go.
So one of the fun things of doing the Sea Princess campaigns was always coming up with the names for all the crew members.
Right.
Then I'd have my chart here to see what happens to them. Oh, man, overboard. Who went overboard?
Oh man.
Lot of because if you name an NPC, then the players get attached to him. That's the rule.
There it is, right there, up top here. Capsizing, broken mast, broken beams, torn sail, man overboard. Wow. And here's the wind direction and force.
It's pretty streamlined.
Yeah, which is
like
good for a lot of people. General sizes of boats and ships. And this is like, there's so much there's so much stuff in here that it's just like you look and you just I didn't even know. I mean, I've only had this book 45 years.
Yeah, I was constantly finding things.
Yeah.
To the pirates.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Burn damage for controlled fires, for hull damage. And it's only
you read this book for decades and you missed it, and I missed it too, but I never read that detail. But it's a gold mine of cool stuff in there. But that's also part of the problem with that book because it's so convoluted, structured and stuff that it's impossible to find things in it.
All right, so let's play a little game. Pick one thing from this book that is like the coolest thing ever. That what is it for you? I'll tell you what it is if you want me to go first. From this book, there's two things, but the number one is ready, the potion miscibility table. That's
Yeah.
the coolest thing in this book. I mean, that's like someone spent the time, on it to, to do it right. That push admissibility table, because Len loved that table. He loved it. So,
Yeah.
anyone have
I,
it?
mu-
Yeah, good.
I must. I was gonna say, for me, it must be the unarmed combat table. That is a classic
That's where it
example of how
started.
not to do
Yeah, well, that's true.
rules.
That's true.
Yeah,
Grappling sucks in there.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so complicated for no reason whatsoever that it should be studied in game design class as an example of how not to do it.
Yeah. It does.
The tables are, yeah, all great and all, but I liked the esoteric lists. I like the
In the
magical
back.
properties of gems,
Yeah.
Yep.
the
Oh yeah.
magical properties of herbs.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you're right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's all encompassing
Like here,
in. Oh, sorry. Go
like
ahead.
here, underwater effects of spells right here. You wouldn't even know if you didn't look for it. So yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Ah,
I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say this book has in when it comes to what it covers, it's barely been beaten in half a century. So yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I love is the little mini adventure, and they go through room by room, and they talk about, and then the gnome gets killed. The gnome gets killed by the
Yeah.
ghouls. I always feel so bad for the damn gnome, and that's where and that's where it ends. This right
And
here.
every random dungeon you can build a dungeon
Yeah.
just rolling on tables, which is actually not that bad. It's a good one.
Yeah, this sample dungeon thing was cool too.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
and the appendix was cool. There's a lot of neat stuff. So, all right, that's Mike. I did not know that, man. You just educated me, 100%.
and
Yep.
that chart got a lot of use because with my campaigns, I wasn't really interested in ship combat a
Right.
whole lot.
But you had to address
I
it.
was,
a
yeah, I
little.
mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ended up, if there was ship combat, it was more like a narrative combat than actually banging out the numbers. But what I liked was man versus environment.
Yeah. No,
That's
absolutely.
where a lot of the chart play came into effect.
No, that's cool, man. And it's a spot just so that if you need to roll something up, you had a reference point. This is really, like I said, for everyone. This is from Monday, April 2011. A good
Whew.
place to start if you want to do some just basic and just check the boxes for CC. No, this is great, Mike. Like grappling and ramming. That one is expert sets too. You love the expert set. That Storm Rack and expert set. How long has your campaign been going on? I saw Facebook of someone running the same. That's not funny, considering. Did someone put you up to that?
Oh, jeez.
Because I had an issue with someone a little while ago on that. Mine's 80. Robert Wardall. Look, everyone here. Gosh, you got me. You got me. Just got a book called Sea Steeds and Wave Riders. Is that what it is?
Ooh,
All right,
nice.
we'll try looking that up and see if we can find a picture of it, because I may want to get that. Southern, that Robert Wardall has been debunked, but it goes on because it's been in every public, all over the place. He's from 1982. He's got a great campaign. He's a Canadian guy, but mine's longer. Ed's is longer, and Warp's is longer, and that's only 3. And Warp's has their 50th anniversary next year at GaryCon. 50 years that campaign is. So,
Quick, call Guinness.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Mine's from 1980. Mine's running 2 years longer. It's all good. Yeah, it is. But like, no one cares on those things. It's been it's been on Wired, and it got 3 million hits. It's just life. I had a lifelong talk with Andrew Scott Perry about it. Andrew said, "You guys gotta smile and laugh it off, man."
Yeah.
That's what he said at this point. But I hadn't thought I was that guy when we first met.
Oh yes, I thought so because
Yeah.
it was
So
explained
there you
to
go. You got me.
yeah. Oh,
You got me. It's all good. It's all good, man. I
Yep.
can smile it off. Thank you. Thanks, BB. Thank you
Yep.
very much. That was very kind of you. So repairing damage 1E, grappling and ramming, Storm Rack expert, ship stats, all of them. Ship weapons, 1E DMG, Storm Rack, burn damage, 1E DMG expert set. And then, you got Dragon 116 here, encounters. Dragon 116, huh?
116 had some pretty badass naval rules and stuff in it.
Let me see if I have it. I probably don't have Dragon 116. Go through all my dragons and stuff. So, what, like, did your guys say this is enough? We don't need more detail, and that's where, like, what you did was.
They had no input really at all. This was one of those things where I probably wrote that blog post for my own sanity because it's one of those rabbit holes you can go down where you can over prep or something. So I had to like collect my thoughts and then realize, okay, I don't want to go too much detail into this because then we'll get nothing done.
So, it's really cool. And I never, once again, you just educated me about Dungeon Master's Guide and also all of the other.
So there's no 2E in there.
No, there is no 2E in there, and the 2E book is really detailed, And by the way,
I think my only exposure to the 2E ship rules was in Slavers.
Yeah, because there was a lot of that was pulled out. That's true. They referenced it a lot. Yeah, no, you're dead on. You're dead on that. And here's that one of Ships in the Sea. And like I said, if you got a 5th edition book of Saltmarsh, you have most of it.
Since then, I have obviously not updated that post, but yeah, I have used the Ghost of Saltmarsh stuff that's adapted from this, and the 5e being what it is, those rules are adequate. But I would probably still use my hybrid rules for stuff like weather, encounters, damage, maybe not damage, but other just stuff that 5e tends to gloss over.
It's a great point. Stay with what you're comfortable with, and if it works, right? If it works, use it. Because a lot of times for us, it's just like, okay, so I just don't want to reinvent the wheel on stuff. Like people say, why do you do things the way you do it? But because it works, Why did you group initiative? Because it works.
But and then the reason I have a hybrid set of rules is because it seems like every edition they were trying to reinvent the rules,
right?
And none of them were completely perfect to me. So that's why I was just cherry picking parts I liked.
Yeah. It may be 4th. They probably don't. They probably cherry picked a lot of stuff out of this, right? They probably did, but it's okay. I mean, it's good. All right, so 1 second here. I am very curious on sea steeds and wave riders. I want to see, for my own sanity, what happens when I do this.
I jumped over and got one of my Sea Prince's campaign.
Nice.
We'll see what's in it. Oh.
There it is. $30. This one.
Wyvern.
No, nice.
From
you won, right? No. What's that from?
No. That's Sea Ghost.
Oh, that's the
Sea Wyvern from Savage Side. This is 3E.
Well, look at this. There's a lot of these here, and some of them are reasonably priced. Some of them are not. So I have to slink through them and find out. All right, there you go. This sealed one here is $185. So No. Wow, cool. Anyone have this book? I will keep it there and take a look. Complete clean. All right, nice. I think it's a booklet. It's a thin booklet. All right. Well, it's cool. It's something else. So he is the master. All right. So let's go here. And we can always, Mike, if you're feeling the crap, just let us know, right?
I'm starting to snap out of it. See, I had a long day. We were remodeling our office today, and I had to move a bunch of stuff. And I'm
Oh,
already not been feeling good. So the more activity you did, the more it gave me a headache, and then you come home and you're just drained.
got it, man.
Yeah, but I'm starting to snap out of it.
See, you
I'm in
get
the
into
AC.
gaming fun
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
I'm sitting down. I got air conditioning. I'm snapping out of it.
and
that's
for
good.
for me, I went to the doctor's, and he's like, "You got to go back on the water pill," and I'm like, "Okay, okay," but sorry for being graphic, but I'm gonna piss. I piss even more now than without a prostate. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, oh, I already feel it, So if I run out, everyone, you understand why. Um, but like, the fluid buildup and stuff is still, it'll help with that with recovery for the second hip surgery. So, yep, fun. All right, so this is a timeline, and this is from November 8th of 2011. So this goes back. This goes back, man. When does your campaign kick in? Probably up here, and the hold further expensive territory, the edge of the hell versus the Duchy of Berghoff. I'm assuming that is still. It's
Okay,
yeah.
timeline, huh? This must be my timeline that made its way into the Orth Journal Unconquered Sea Princes article.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Uh-huh.
okay. I like it because I don't see, like, well, this is pre-war, right? This is pre-war. It's 577. So this is pre-Greyhawk Wars. So no freaking nutty Scarlet Brotherhood running around here, right? So yeah, this is good. But it runs. And my guess is that you've incorporated third edition stuff in here. Scuttle Cove is mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, which is cool here. So here, like many 467. Many disaffected pirate captains renounced their allegiance to the Sea Princes and sailed south to the Densac Gulf to form the Crimson Fleet. The island haven of Scuttle Cove quickly grows to fleet's presence. So there you go. I did not know the Crimson Fleet was around that long.
I figured they had to been started at some point.
Right.
I might have made all that up.
That's okay though.
The Savage Tide adventure starts them at a point where they've really kind of gone off the deep end into evil and everything.
Yep.
And I wanted, much like with the Scarlet Brotherhood, I wanted the a Crimson Fleet that wasn't in league with demons yet.
Okay.
Like a
yeah.
A less corrupt,
like a great kingdom that was not completely corrupt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. But it makes total sense. And unless you are running a sea-based adventure or running Savage Tide, you may never come across the Crimson Fleet ever in Greyhawk adventuring. Right? I mean, because they are, it's deep south. So, but I like this. Like, so the hold further expands its territory to the edge of the Hell Furnaces, absorbing the willing Duchy of Berghoff. There goes all those UK adventures right into this hold. Boom! Yeah. Hobgoblin power is controlled by the Crimson Brotherhood. So, yep. And then Prince Gian is here. Sasserine becomes a free city and signs a controversial treaty with Prince Gian, which effectively divides the House of Peers, which I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's a creation of mine.
Oh, okay.
That is the nobles. It's all the nobility and the captains.
Oh, like on this next page?
Who make the law, right? Who make the laws of the hold. These are the same nobles who would be scared if the Scarlet Brotherhood should come along and kill them all.
Uh-huh.
So, are these, besides Prince Gian, 90% made up by you?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So this starts Monday, May 16th, 2022. And there's another one, Gian, and then that one goes back. So let's do that. Let's do this one. This one's cool. All right. So Whoops. Let me get this straightened out here. Then we'll get into at the hour 2. We'll get into the lore article you did, which is really cool.
Right.
Yeah. 5 reasons to visit the Sea Princess. This is May 19th,
Oh
2016.
yes.
Yeah, this will explain some things here.
That was an easy one to write.
Yeah. So, and this is I'm not even involved in the community at this point, 2016. So I'm not streaming or anything. So this is pre-me. Let me just see what we got here. 2023. There's a 5. I wonder why it says 5 shall be 1 previews is stuck in there. That's weird. I guess because of the word sea hag.
The 5 shall be 1 campaign is one of my Sea Princess campaigns.
Oh, okay. You moved it down.
I converted it from the Cold North to the South Seas.
Oh, okay. That probably made it cooler.
My reasoning is the lore of the 5 shall be 1, the Blades of the Kursk, is that it's Sewell. It's a Sewell culture thing.
Right.
I was like, well, there's Sewell in the South too. So I just transported it to the South.
I think we've all done that with stuff that we're like, my campaign's here and I want this here. I don't want this on the.
Oh, I don't do that.
I don't want this on Dale's side of the map. I want it here.
No,
Just kidding, Dale.
I'm a geographical anal about it. If it's placed somewhere, it's placed somewhere.
But you're not running the
something
map,
else.
huh?
No, exactly. But
Come on, Dale. It's just having fun.
Also,
Yeah.
while I did adapt it wholesale,
Right.
My theory doesn't invalidate 5 shall be 1 and Howl from the North, because at the end of those adventures, when you summon Vatoon,
Right.
Yeah.
opposed to you lose the swords and they're lost again.
Okay.
So
So
if
what?
you go
Good,
south.
Anna.
Yeah, I was going to say, but some campaign events and stuff can be transferred somewhere else that are not geographic. Meaning the swords, for some reason, might be transported to some other part for
Right.
safekeeping or whatever,
Yes.
and then the story continues there. That is something I'm all for. But I wouldn't take a town and move it somewhere else, so to speak, or
and
something.
I adapted. So, for instance, the opening part of 5 shall be 1 is set in the Bluff Hills, where you find the first sword. I instead placed this in the Immediate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same
But
kind of
Jay-
encounter, but I didn't move a town or anything.
That's cool.
But on the other hand, Jay, I'm jealous that you can't.
Yes.
I can do. Yeah, we can do whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm jealous that you can take it so lightly and do it, and so I'm both like, damn, don't do it. And,
I don't
and
move
also like, damn,
Greyhawk
you're
and
doing it.
Harby and stuff.
No, I know. Yeah.
I moved Orlane. Okay.
Yeah.
I
and
moved
then
Orlane
to be
over
like,
to the
no,
Wild
no.
Coast.
No,
the other one that I was quite pleased with was in 5 shall be 1.
Yeah.
The players have to go to the Orc City to get one of the swords, right? Up in the mountains, Geralt Engdahl. Well, in my adaptation, they have to go to a Sahagwin city.
Oh, underwater.
Underwater, right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it was a nice twist.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And no one, like I said, it's in your campaign. It doesn't hurt anyone. That's the
All
great.
but
No,
maybe
that's the
one of my
thing, yeah.
players were oblivious to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You can move kumquat. You can take kumquats and plant them in the South Province, Dale. You have my blessing to spread kumquats all over the Flannis. That would be awesome. I got no issues with that whatsoever. Hey, what's up, Rob? See Rob Saturday late morning for I can't find it. Oh my god, I can't. There you go. All right, so kumquats are awesome. All right, well that's cool. So that's why that's showing up. All right, there we go. Now we know. So let me go back here. All right, so let's go with 5 reasons. Number 1.
Oh, yes.
Did I say it right? Cyberate Island.
Yeah, that's the 4th island that doesn't show up on Darlene maps.
That's the most kind of remote whatever. And I think it was maybe part of this article that I put it on my map because you found it in some obscure piece of lore somewhere.
Let's take a look. All right, let me bring your map
So
up.
on all my maps.
Yep.
I got. Speaking of maps, what really set off my Sea Princess campaigns is that I did a South Seas map.
Right, and we've seen that,
Yes.
man. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great
We've
map.
seen multiple times.
Yeah.
Gary's used it
Yeah,
in his Isle of Joe
absolutely.
thing.
I could bring that up
That
too
map,
if we need to go
without
to
that map, I can't formulate this campaign properly.
So here it is. Here's Cybrid Isle. Okay. Nice.
An island that is there purely for Beyond the Crystal Cave.
Right, and that's one of the things we were talking about is like where this is one of the three I said needed more detail. Like the Baltran's Beacon write up was awesome that Gary did right for that. I said there was three I thought really needed some pump up. I said one was Ghost Tower of Inverness. Like, okay, what was the second one? And then the third one I said was Beyond the Crystal Cave. Oh, Tomb of Lizard King. And the third one was Beyond the Crystal Cave because, it's Greyhawk, but, what's the connection? It's true. I was seated to the polar bears after the Greyhawk Wars asking for a friend. That's funny. Yeah. So, all right. So Cybrid Isle is where UK is. And yes, and Prayers Garden, like Crystal's Green Man. I love the story of the Green Man. It's said part because its module also allows players to succeed without hack and slash. True. It was highly received by critics, yep, but remained underrated in the Grail community. It did some with Hackmaster homage and 4E update. So, and you say little remote island, but Anna's got it kind of large.
Well, it depends on how you see it. If you see it on the the scale of the whole of World
Right.
of Greyhawk, it's a remote little island.
Right,
but
but
if you're
If it doesn't show
sailing
up on
up
the
to
Darlene
it,
map, it's small.
yeah,
Oh, I
But
did
if
not
you
know that,
sail
Dale.
up-
Very cool.
yeah.
Carlos
If you
did a
sail
write-up
up
on
to
it.
if you sail up to it, it will cover the whole horizon. But on the grand scheme of things, it's tiny. It's like Puerto Rico. It's on the world map, it's a little speck, but if you come close to it, it's a
Okay, Brett.
huge island. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a good number one there. 2, the Duchy of Berghoff. We already, I was talking about that on Sunday. Following the heels, UK1, UK2, and UK3, which I say add into your Saltmarsh / Hools stuff because it fits the levels perfectly. Both by Graham Morris. TSR must have given Morris the undeveloped Sea Princes to be his playground. There's nowhere in the hold is more developed than the charmingly remote Duchy of Berghoff, which also holds Gargoyle, although, well, so but it's okay. So they're very good. It's later updated for Living Grail. An article by the Duchy was later updated. Paul Luby and Stuart Kerrigan, more so than UK1. Berghoff is a fully realized sub-realm within the Greater Sea Princes Nation. True. One could set an entire campaign on those 2 modules and still have plenty of adventures. Yes, I agree 100%. So no place is perfect. Cool, man. Number 3, Port Tolly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The capital, but there's a lot that could be developed in this place. But the best we have is an unpublished map. So you can go Gary Holy in my home campaign over its most interesting series, Port Tolly. So, yeah, there it is. It sticks out there, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think it's a strategic good location there.
I'd say,
that's
yeah.
probably why they built it. Yeah. And also Gary Julian did a fantastic map of the place that I don't have the link to, but I've stored it away somewhere. So hopefully Gary has a
Gary, if you have
link to
a
it.
cannon fire link to the Port Tolly map, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Monberg and Port Tolly are really even, Steven, in my book, but
Yeah.
I think Port Tolly is the more evil of the two, so there's more, it'd be more fun to develop.
Yeah, and also Monberg is closer to the rest of civilization, so to speak. Port Tolly is further away, so it might be more of a failed place for that reason.
When you look at the Sea Princess map, there are no towns at all. Like, so it's like, was there a Living Greyhawk area for Sea Princes? I don't
yes.
think so.
No, there were some adventures set there. I looked at the link,
Right,
but I
but
don't think they had a
right.
specific area. No.
Because like Port Tolly, I mean, by ship it's only a few days travel, but by land that's a harrowing trip.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah. So and that's interesting. I can't get rid of that. I'm sorry. Okay, that's cool. Next. They were not a region. Okay. Interesting. Hokar.
Hokar.
An inland city of Hokar, the place due west of Port Turley, has intrigued me. Next to the Camp Mountains nearby, aforementioned Geoburgov. Its only canonical information comes post Greyhawk Wars, which capital resistance of Excel's commerce rebelling against the occupying Brotherhood. So actually, it's a necessary evil there, Mike. Right? Unfortunately, down here. Yeah, yeah, how remote Berghoff is. It really is remote.
Oh yeah, it's one of that and Jotsplat are the opposite end corners of the Greyhawk world.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah, on the base
really,
map, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like Malden got himself a nice little scoop right there
Oh yeah, that's also
this.
remote, but it's
Yeah.
even more remote, and it's also there's two ways out. There's one pass north, and then there's the winding road across over the mountains.
But you got to
That
control out of the way keep to use it.
Yeah.
That's part of the Sentinel Gauntlet.
Yep.
Here is a link to my home campaign map of the Sea Princes, the unconquered Sea Princes, pre-wars. This has all the little towns and ports that I added.
We're gonna have a double up in a second here, everyone, as I bring this up to do. Whoops! What the heck happened there?
That said, I don't think I didn't create all these ports. Some of these towns are from some other sources that I'm not sure of.
There we go. This
It's
is all
definitely
right.
cobbled together.
Yeah, this is bad things here. This is bad. This is the times when the frickin' Scarlet Brotherhood show up. Yeah. Ugh. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's cool though. What'd you use to make the map?
When?
That's nice.
Oh,
I like the
it
colors.
looks great.
Colors are nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a little bit of skin.
Yeah, but it follows the one from the Scarlet Brotherhood map. It looks like you're very inspired by that style, which is one of the best ones from published adventures. Yeah.
Gary, I agree on that there's none, but like the map has filled in over the last 20 years, right? From Living Greyhawk did a lot to help that in some areas, but not all. Like, Celine didn't have much. I filled it. This has very little in the area, but that's okay. I just you're right. There could be a lot of small communities.
One of my main desires was if Cyberit Island had a little town on it from some adventure, then the larger islands had to have one or more ports, surely.
And you have that the town of Cyber, and they each have Fairwind doesn't have any, and neither does Fairwind and Jetsam don't.
Yeah, so I added to those islands.
Okay.
Whereas like Poignard is probably from some source because Aina has it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helm Rock.
Good stuff.
That's the Hogwen Lair. Is that you three? All the way out there? I think it is, isn't it?
Lots of fishing villages. Not only are there fishing villages, but further down near Jekyll Bay, me and my friends also developed crab fishing rules.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they reasoned that crabs, giant or otherwise, were worth more money on the market than fish. Cracked me up. That was a short-lived session, but yeah, they wanted to be crab fishermen. I was like, sure, why not? I'll just roll encounters, roll bad weather. You can haul up as much crab as you want.
Get the cages and all, yeah, man.
Yep, whatever.
And at least they didn't want to become crab people.
Crabmen, yes.
Well, the crab people is that's from South Park.
South Park.
Yeah, crabmen, yes.
Yes.
all the guys from the TV show were crab people. All right, so let's see. I prefer to contemplate its importance pre-wars. I love that. At the height of the Sea Princess Nation, I imagine this large city on the edge of the mountains as a burgeoning mining town, and given its position, also be a hub of trade between the main ports and all island. Landed as far west as Berghoff. There's a lot one can do with Hokar, as you can see, from urban to wilderness. As I recently created my Mines of Hokar dungeon crawl campaign.
Oh yeah, that's another one of my Sea Prince's offshoots is the Mines of Hokar.
I clicked on it.
Yeah, the
20.
Mines of Hokar was just a a cave dungeon crawl, but it was open ended. They would go in and out every game session,
Okay.
and just it was a
Forays.
living, breathing
Right.
thing.
Yeah, they
Yep.
did forays in. That's
Yep.
cool. Mud Junction.
Uh,
Nice.
every cave has a name, which I enjoyed a lot.
So each gold totally captain coin. Wow. For each gold totally captain coin, 500 gold. What are those?
So now you're getting into the mythos
Yes.
of my campaign. Yeah. All right. So there's a lot of lore and myths and just different weird things that I wove into it. Yes, and the gods that would build up this whole culture around the Sea Princes and the South Seas. Not just the Sea Princes, really, but the South Seas, all the way to Lordship of the Isles, the Sea Barons. It covered even the seafaring, barbarians of the North and the seafaring corsairs of the Dramage Ocean. Perhaps I was trying to have a catch-all mythos for seafaring cultures that those landlubbers in Furiandi and Cobra Kingdom wouldn't understand. And so like the Tolly, the golden Tollies was one of those deals. It was these legendary gold coins minted in Hokar that the that the ruler wanted to. They were lost down in those mines because there was an earthquake and the mint, I guess, fell in and all the coins were lost. So the purpose of the coins was if he could get all the coins, he would gift the coins to the Fivefold Council, which is another myth of my campaign. And he was trying to gift these special coins to them so he could get a protected status with them, which is very big in my seafaring campaigns. Those who are protected or warded, as I call it, are basically untouchable. Like, it don't matter if you're in the Scarlet Brotherhood or you're a slave lord, they would, if you have the protection of the Fivefold Council, which is like the lawmakers of pirate culture, then
We saw that at GaryCon.
yes, you did.
During that
Yes,
adventure.
you had a run in.
Yes.
When the Fivefold Council puts you on a mission, you better do it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that was good. And you ran that basic, right? That was basic.
And that
rules.
was a basic.
It was a basic rules. Yeah, that was great, man. That was awesome. We did.
So I have a lot of. It's just a whole mythos, as I call it, around the seafaring culture, because there's very little to go on. I felt I could find evidence of a lot of pirates and things, but the Greyhawk setting is definitely mainland focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's funny you say you have there's not much to go on, and you still managed to do like 10 blog posts about it. And,
it's more than that. It's more than that. It's just
it's a whole tons of stuff. Yeah, that's so cool.
So did they find them all?
They did eventually find. I can't remember if they found them all or if a rival group found some of them. Yeah, I don't remember how that turned out.
Okay.
Huh.
Dude, trust me. Like over 1,100 adventures. It's someone asked me something about one that happened 12 years ago. It's like it's a crapshoot. You know, I understand that 100%. It's really hard to with all subplots and all. All right, so that is a mythos. Yeah, that's cool.
That was a little campaign we did.
Totally Captain coin. So
And I did an article on the Toy Captain coins as well.
really. All right, let's see if I type in Totally Captain here. 33 gold Totally Captains. All right. This is from 2023, November.
There's a link. If you're interested in a non-artifact quest.
Are those real
33,
coins? Are those real coins? Yeah?
No. I photoshopped that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It looks
So
awesome. Yeah.
You know, this is like a low-level quest. That's good, I think, for an easy quest.
That's awesome. No, that is really cool, man. That is really, really cool that you were able to come up with an idea like that. And you're right, non-magical searching. You don't want to sell them because if someone finds out you got one and sold one, you're going to
They
get
have
trouble.
an intrinsic value. You know, it's like, oh, you know, it's like an oversized coin. So it's a doubloon, right?
Yeah.
And so its weight in gold is probably only worth what it weighs, right? But its intrinsic value, there's only 33 of them.
Yeah.
If you get all 33, if you get the set, they're worth more. So the coins had value in being found, at least to that Nova.
Notes for the DM. The Golden Totally Captains are rumored to be magical or perhaps hold a resonating effect if they are gathered together. All right. Let's see. Besides the ridiculously treasured value, the 33 coins are unfortunately just plain gold. So there you go. You got the fivefold council. So let's. We're going. I'm bouncing everywhere. I'm just going to click.
It's going deeper into my campaign. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I experienced this at GaryCon, and so did Brett, who's on now. And so did Bill, the Master Crafter.
Until you experience it, you don't realize the gravity of the Fivefold Council. You have to experience it.
So this is a base core tenant of your campaign. So is it based on nobles around that, or is it a pirate organization? Or
it's pirate, definitely pirate thing. So the idea I got this from, believe it or not, is Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's fine.
So there's all these different pirate fleets. I did an article on this as well. There's different pirate fleets in the Flannis. Like I said, they could be in the South Seas, Sea Princes. They could be in the East, like Lordship of the Isles. They could be in the North, the raiding barbarians. Or they could be out west. They could be the island hopping, you know, corsairs of the Zdramich. But they all obey the same rules of the sea. Why do they all have the same rules of the sea? It's because there was a council that agreed on these rules of the sea, which is like the tenant of my book here. It's like, and it's adapted from real life, like articles of conduct on the seas. So anyhow, yeah, the Fivefold Council is probably ordinary people. Could be clerics, could be nobles, could be captains. No one knows. They're anonymous. But they definitely have a far-reaching, you know, they can reach you in any port, basically.
So you could be, and I'm assuming it's secretive too, so someone on your ship could be a member. If I recalled, who we were rescuing was on behalf of them, is that correct?
You were rescuing that person because it was the daughter of someone who was like favored by the council.
Right. And I told everyone, I said to the group when we were playing, I said, the number one thing, don't worry about that, is we got to get her back. We got to get her back alive.
And you were guilty by association because unknowingly you were part of a Scarlet Brotherhood crew.
Right.
So that's why right off the bat you killed all the Scarlet Brotherhood officers. And then you had to make up for their crime by rescuing the person.
And it was eerily pleasing to do that at GaryCon. And I was like passing out during the adventure. I'm like, that night and the night with the well, I guess I was worse the next night with the Champions game, with Curtis' Champions game. But both nights were fun. They were real fun late night games. All right, so
usually my encounters with the Fivefold Council are presaged by a letter with a wax seal on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a blast. It was a blast. So, all right, a warded person, because you're untouchable in almost all ports and pirates and sailors are found. History shown that any captain or crew defiles a warded pirate will suffer the punishment of the fivefold cancel. All right, taking action.
So it's like gives you no magical protection. There's no, you know, bodyguards. No, it's just a tattoo that if a pirate sees it, they know to leave you alone. Anyone else, if they mess with you, then they face the consequences.
Wow. Okay. See, very cool. Uh, what's this? Of rare souls who are chosen, their sworn secret on pain of death to Nerol's deep.
Oh yeah, I was trying to think of, what is Davy Jones' locker
Oh,
in
okay.
Greyhawk. So I was like, Narrow's Deep. There you go.
All right. There you go.
I'm sure Troy probably has a better term for that, but Narrow's Deep is what I used.
Excellent. All right, cool. So let me go. Let's see here. I got now. See, I'm going off on tangents, so I'm all over the place. All right, here's the 33
Yeah,
golden Tully
it's
captains. Let's see if we got. All right, so this is
so
here.
I'm not saying to subscribe to my campaign mythos, but the idea behind it is if you're going to go all in on a sea-based campaign where all the adventures are just taking you from port to port, sometimes underwater, then you kind of need to come up with a internal logic to the campaign. And
Oh,
so that
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
includes your gods, includes your laws of the sea and how people behave.
Yeah.
There was lots of times the battles would end because someone, if they surrender, then you gotta surrender them and ransom them and all this stuff. What fights never went like, there was always some kind of quarter going on where they would give parlay and all kinds of things. It's a lot different than your standard D&D
Okay.
stuff.
So yeah, it wasn't like a lot of times it's like you want to ransom off people, you don't want to kill them.
Yeah, someone might have more value alive than dead. Yep.
Okay. All right, so let me go. Let's see. All right, so if I go back one on this one, it goes to that. I don't think I can go back another one on that one. It goes, all right, so it goes back to the
all
5
my
pieces.
cross-referencing articles. Yeah.
Yep. So we're back to the 5. We didn't get to the last one, which is West Keep.
Yeah. That's a nice thing about the Sea Princes is it has all this seafaring stuff to tempt you with, but then they up and have all this inland stuff as well to work with. So it's, you can spend just as much time on land as you can at sea on the.
And you even mentioned Baltron speaking. Yeah, it's set across the river from West Keep, so it's,
I wish I did not have Baltron speaking back then, unfortunately.
yeah. Where's West Keep? Oh, here it is. It's close. I mean, it's a distance, but still, yeah. There's West Keep and Port West Keep. Is this navigable? Is this completely navigable out to the ocean?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a huge river, so
okay,
that's navigable.
So
yeah.
that's it. Yeah, because that's like a deep. That's like a Houston.
Oh yeah.
It's like Houston. Yeah. It's way in.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's definitely a deep sea port. You can probably go way further upstream too. That's like the Nile or the Mississippi or something. It's
but you don't want to go further into the holes.
No, but you can go up. The Javan is the bigger one of
here?
the two. Hool
is
the smaller one. Yeah, exactly. Javan is the bigger of the two.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Some of the meanders are dead or ox lakes. There's at least one clear channel. All right, that's cool, man.
Yep.
So I don't know much. All right, so that's where we had a death of a king, right? Whoops. So that was Tavish, right? Death of Keelan's post-wars West Keep, a strategic city that's become disease-riddled and lawless during the continued overflow of the Scarlet Brotherhood. It hurts. Out of this bedlam, Keelan seeks to take West Keep back. All right, so that is like a border town now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so very cool. Excellent, man. All right, so let's see here. All right, so we got that to 577. So We won't do all these. This Commodore, Silas Oratero. 14th level, right? He's a captain of the Roller Prince, which I'm assuming is the ship, right? He's got some titles here. Wow. So he is, let's see, the greatest naval captain jets of miles ever known. So he's married to Viola Monberg. Is the Sea Princess really just human? Are there any like half elves, or it's mostly human?
Yeah, for sure,
Mostly.
mostly human. I think it just depends on the trade. Now, when it came to the crews of my vessels, there was a lot of mixture going on.
Okay.
I would also have oldmen, but definitely just about anything I would, you could throw on the ship.
Really?
But when it came to the rulership, the nobility, it's lock, stock, and barrel human.
Okay. Okay. So, House of Peers and the Sea Princes.
Yeah.
So, let's see what the whole of the Sea Princes comprises 30 domains divided amongst a dozen noble houses. A few of these houses can trace lineages back hundreds of years to their first soul migrations, while most are merely fabricated hereditary titles of pirate captains set a century ago.
Yeah.
The Prince of Port Tolly has led the House of Peers for as much as the whole its history. In political situations, the 12 houses are evenly divided between naval factions called the Prince's Fleet and the Tolly Armada.
That's my creation.
Okay. So there are two. There's two. Is that two
That's
work?
The two factions.
Okay.
So I figure you got your two main cities, Monmouth, Port Tolly. You got the prince in each of them.
Okay.
And whoever rules the overall hold of the Sea Princes, that's just politics, right?
Right.
But when it comes down to it, it's almost like a two-party system that Americans are familiar with.
Yeah.
So you just got your Tolly faction, you got your Monmouth faction.
Okay.
But they still want to. They still recognize that they're external enemies, so they need each other.
And then they band together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Arch enemies.
I lauded for a third faction, which I don't know.
Well, might be some minor ones that are bubbling under the surface, so to speak.
It's called the Hold Flotilla.
Okay.
Anyone who doesn't declare for either prince, who wants to stay out of it, stay neutral, they're considered part of the flotilla, who in times of the entire hold being under attack, then everyone bands together.
Prince Gian here. It's a journal article. So Gian is in the original glossography too, correct? As Prince, so he's Prince a long time, right? Is that correct on that? Yeah. Did they kill him off? Does the Scarlet Brother kill him off or no?
They never specify.
Okay.
I would subscribe to that. Him having the resources that he does, he got away.
Okay. Good. Yeah, because it's frustrating. Monmouth region map from Gary.
So that map of Gary's is one of my favorite maps. It's a great zoom in on a nice playable region of this Holy Sea Princes.
Who made that map? Gary made it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, let me bring it up on screen.
Yeah, Gary must have had some master plan for that way back when. Because that map predates anything I ever did.
All right. Cool, man.
Yep, that's a great one. Thank you, Gary, for doing it and sharing it. Yep.
The maze. See, that'd be cool. A lot of that would be cool for like individual combat and stuff with ships and hideouts. Specific hideouts for pirates, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize there's some decent heights on the edge of this. All right. Nice.
My first Sea Princes game session of all time took place on that map.
Really?
They were traveling overland from Monberg to along that sword, that cape, to some other. I think maybe they were going to Port Tolly. I can't remember, but they were traveling on land, not by sea. Go figure.
Okay. and that got you started. So Gary kind of was part of the kickoff. That's really cool. I am losing my mind here with just too many things going on. Boom. Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah, I had a feeling Gary did that a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know when he did it, but it's been in my
24 years ago.
Okay, wow.
All right, so this Prince Varric is Portoli, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
I created that one.
Okay.
He is the
Rival.
he's the antagonist. He's the rival. He's the one who's keeping Prince Gian from freeing all the slaves or anything else that might be good for humanity. He's he's the power behind the throne who could take the whole hold for himself if he could just find the opportunity.
I love how his title still says Earl of Sasserine, even though it's independent.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not
Yep.
getting rid of that title.
Oh, but
Yeah.
no, once you got hold of such a good title, you keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So
they're sore.
It's the same thing in the real world. Meaning Europe is full of old royalties that don't even have a kingdom anymore, but they're still royalty. Yeah, kind of. They still invite each other for birthdays and other stuff like that, even if they lost their country, but they're still part of the royal club, so to speak.
So this guy has the highest level wizard in his pocket here, it appears, right?
I decided early on that I didn't want a lot of wizards in the Sea Princes.
Right.
But yeah, he had to have one.
Okay.
It's for leverage.
The Tully and the Kiwish have got a lot of battling each other for. Yeah, I think we did your history of Gary. You and Sam came on with your history for Keeland, the Kings and all, and there was a lot of that in there, right? I recall a lot of that on the show, which is awesome. Yeah, this is we're deep diving here on the other end, which is really good, which is really cool. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, one more. They're not a lot of lady bad ones either, are there? Are there some? Or are they mostly?
Bad ones?
Yeah, no, I mean like
remember,
commodores or nobility.
There's no commodores, but yeah, no, I do have some female nobility. I just maybe didn't get around to posting them.
That's
Let me
all
check.
good. Yeah, okay. I'm just curious. I can see how they can be badasses. This time I set the 3 commodores. All right, so you got Edrin Hollister. Yeah, that's one of them. So okay.
Yeah, it looks like I didn't get around to finishing. There are several
My
female
mic's staticky?
nobility. I just didn't finish them.
My mic's staticky. I'm sorry. How about now?
No, good.
Still staticky? That's good. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Maybe I'm touching it too much.
Yeah, there's something a little bit, but it's not much.
All right, I won't.
I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It was probably kinked or something.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah.
All right. So we're an hour 2 here. I think we're good. We'll do. I gotta find it. All right.
All the nobility though, that for my 30 different territories
Mhm.
are in my Unconquered Hold of the Sea Princes article
In our journal.
in Orth Journal 32.
Okay.
What I was doing with the blog was I was trying to build them up a little more individually, but then
Right.
just kind of burnt out. But they're
That's a
all
lot, man.
half finished. Half finished.
All right. So here's our journal 32. Just so you're aware, it's available on the still, of course, free download. There it is. Unconquered Hold of the Sea Princes article. So this is another place to go. And I imagine this is a pretty long. So yeah, you see, you went past 577 on this one. You went to 584 on this.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to make it contemporary with the rest of published Greyhawk material, whereas my own home campaign, I was starting at that 576.
And here you go. Here's the whole flotilla.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. There's the Crimson Fleet. Some others you may not know. The Cousins of Tilva.
So different pirate groups. Yeah.
Slave lords. Yep.
The Cousins of Tilva is one of my favorites, actually. So the Cousins of Tilva work out of Crow Turlet
Oh, okay.
and Ekul. They are on the Tilvanat Peninsula.
Right.
They are Sewell pirates.
Huh.
Just like in the Sea Princes, they're Sewell pirates. But no one knows that they are one of the three branches of the tripartite government of the Scarlet Brotherhood, the Thieves.
Okay. So they are all right. That makes sense.
The Cousins of Tilva are the Scarlet Brotherhood.
I like see now that I like. I like that the infiltration thing, like the behind the scenes, not taking everything over with one snapping your fingers. That's the way I kind of
Yeah.
liked them to exist. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
And like what Gary said, all across the South Seas, all these Sewell pirate factions, Crimson Fleet, the Lordship of the Isles, even the Palmars, if you want, they all have stuff in common, and they all follow the same rules of the sea, and they all worship the same gods. And
we're going to get to that
so,
in a second here. The
yeah,
Blue Confederation, blue out of Pomars, I'm assuming is where that comes
yeah,
from. The
yeah.
unknown, why is it named blue? We will never know to this day, I don't think. So we always thought it was cut off, but no one knows. So, yeah. So it says here, they predate the rise of the slave lords. Densac Squadron, that's south, correct?
The
Captain's
Denzak squadron's out of Naresban.
Narisban, okay. Yep. The Ulman Isles. Solward Blockade and Doshan Armada. That's a lot of ships. The
Yep.
real reason they sure see.
Azure blue. Yep.
Yeah, lots of great
Yep. Blue.
detail. Lots
Blue.
of great detail.
No.
So, with all that, here
All
comes
that.
the High Sea Mythos Part 2 here. So, this is from 2012. Mike put together what your normal everyday sailor has to go through, right? What factions and what rivalries there are and what deities are revered, and it's kind of a pretty neat article here.
So with that article, yeah, I was just trying to group the gods and even the evil gods in there while I could. Here lately, it actually reminds me of the Rob Conley articles in Great Grimoire, where he did groupings of gods.
Yeah.
Like he also grouped the wind and sea gods together. So
Gary, that's just not funny, but it is.
you know, I thought it wasn't enough just to have Ord and Sewell. I thought they should be grouped by thematic reasons.
Yeah. So what dimensions the high seas put their lives in the hands of the gods every day. So
And it's not all about on this list.
Sea
It's not
Princess.
just.
It's all over.
There's also the pirate swashbuckler gods like Kellenen,
Right.
or Doribo,
Cord.
So yeah, it wasn't just about Seaferg and Zerbo and all that.
Yeah, and then the evil ones too.
Yeah, and the evil ones gives you a good idea on what kind of threats you're dealing with. Like Sekulao would be a obvious one, but then Neryl's not really associated with the sea, but death.
He is drowned ones.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Never
Yeah.
mind. You are correct there.
Created by Neryl.
But like in Cabulus, let's say he's the god of droughts, but he's also the god of sickness, and that's a thing you've got to worry about. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Do you have a link to this page?
Yeah, go into our Discord, Anna, and scroll
Oh, gotcha.
in the gray
Gotcha. Yep, gotcha.
where I got this from. Scroll back about 3 or 4 weeks, and it's up there. And that's where this is where the basis for the title of the article came. The tonight
Yep,
came from was
gotcha.
this. So and
Awesome.
you say that a sailor can never be certain which sea or wind god is angry and needs to be appeased. Excuse me. A rivalry does exist between Procan and Zerba, for instance, but it's not dichotomy who can easily understand Hexter, Hieronymus, or Paler in the role. In my opinion, centuries of seafaring history has mingled some of these religions into a pseudo-mythos that all sailors should pay homage
So,
to.
right.
Yeah,
Sewell, or it doesn't matter when you're at sea.
right, okay.
It's like this whole mythos of all the nautical and wind gods and navigation gods.
Yeah. So you have Procan, the storm lord, sailor of the sea and sky. Um, his children, known as the Valeri, normally agricultural deities at sea, they are sought for their favorite air currents. So I did not. Are they actually? I did not know that. Are they actually Procan's children? I did not. Or you? Or did you come up with that?
That's Living Greyhawk
Is it Living
development.
Greyhawk?
Yeah, so I would say that's Sean Reynolds'
So,
part.
so he took these and he made them. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole family tree going on there.
I did not know that.
Now, interestingly, in Rob Conley's article in the latest Grey Grimoire, what was that, 5? He has it that the 4 wind gods are all female. He changes Telcher into a female so that they're all female.
That's
And
cool.
that they all, as the seasons pass, they are married. They like change
Yeah.
being married to Velnius, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a cool.
Yeah, I like that. You know,
Yeah.
I could live with, switching up Telcher, just have a
Yep.
consistency there.
Telcher also the picture of him looks like the dude from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I guess
Yeah,
that might
yeah.
be intentional. Yeah.
Yes. What was that guy's name?
I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
yeah. Just no. God, my brain's off. Yeah. So one might note you one features the pirate Yukon Cornet. No. I'm thinking of the year. I'm thinking of Santa Claus coming to town.
It's like
the wizard guy.
Friesmeister, something like that.
Yeah. We're mixing all the old Christmas ones together. Yukon Cornelius, silver and gold. Yep.
Panzo, yeah, it would have been nice to have
Yeah.
Panzos.
Friesmeister. All right. So you got
Friesmeister.
Vilnius the Elder Breeze. All right, that's interesting. And then so Zerbo, the Sea Dragon, sea sailing business, and Osprey, the Sea Princess. Um, Zerbo and Osprey are Sul, right? And Procan is
Yep,
Iridian.
I think so.
Yeah, actual names are interesting. Cool.
But Procan is the embodiment of the weather that the pirates face. Zerbo is more interested in trade, and I have Osprey more of a. She's like the one that blesses ships and
Okay.
aquatic animals, dolphins, good omens, stuff like that.
Okay. So, and then we got Adro and Deep Salicis, which are in these demigods. So is Talek. Isn't Talek a Mexican deity in deities and demigods, if I recall?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
about Vogan, but I know Talek was.
yeah. Vogan's from the Scarlet Brotherhood
Okay.
book.
Rain
So
god.
they even have their nature gods. Yep.
Okay. So, a dumb question: were the Ullman and the Tuve were they good sailors or no?
Especially the Tuve, I think, because according to the legend, they took off and established new colonies in other places. So, but I guess Ullman, I think Ullman's also because they live on so many different islands and stuff. So I bet that they both seafarers.
They were probably not like deep sea
Right.
No, but
No.
they more like island hopping, and it might
Yes.
also be that the almonds were back in history, but they lost it and later became more land-bound and living in jungles and stuff. So they might have lost it, just like the Sul used to be seafarers back in history too, and then they lost that too,
Okay. All right.
or at least most of them. The Theronian Sul,
Interesting.
the they kept it. Yeah.
So Navigator, Celestian, and Foltus. I guess because he is the
Don't tell Rick.
guy
Yeah.
of the moons. Yeah. You can't remember. Foltus got a bad, even though it's fun, Foltus did get a bad rapping from the Ashes. Not Sargent really pushed that from lawful good to true lawful neutral. So, Greyhawk fans cannot be hurted, just cold. Let's hope. And then we got Pirates, Istis, Kellen, and Corey Carell, Norbo, Rudd, Oldemar. Good ones. Good ones. I see you got Yan Sebin in here too, which is, and Olydra, which is Hydra.
Ooh.
Yeah, the evil elemental. The Ralishaz. Nice. One I don't use, Panzuriel. Is that a demon?
I think so.
Evil aquatic. Kraken. Okay. The new cannon will purge them. Yep. Oh, it's from Monster Mythology. Okay, cool. Thanks, Gary. Not a demon. Evil god of the seas. Okay, cool. So like a squid god, Kraken. All right, yeah. Who would have thought Kraken had gods? You know? All right. Okay, so with that, we saw the coin mythos. I know I'm going to ask you. I know Mike's had a rough day, but like, you got any other little mythos tidbits or little things that we can discuss, because that was really good, that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
What haven't we hit? I always
Oh.
have to check my
I
best
don't,
of,
Mike. I've been bouncing around so much. Here, did the Fivefold Council.
yeah,
Let me see
yeah.
here if there's a connecting to that. Let me see if I got a connection here.
As an aside, let me just say this campaign also had black powder weapons.
See, I like it, and it won't, but I like it. Did you have cannons?
Yes, but and flintlock guns, just for the feel, really. But you know what? Like I said, we didn't really get into ship
Right.
to ship combat much. And those who had the guns, they were like round one, roll initiative, pow, charge.
Okay.
There was really not much to it.
But I can get it that it's so iconic to have guns in
Yeah.
pirate stuff. So that's why I guess
Plus,
it's very hard to resist.
I made them go to like Iron Gate to acquire them. Like they were the powder and the weaponry, they were Dwarven Smith and stuff like that. So they were rare.
Okay. Same with me. I mean, once in a blue moon, because I got Merlin, especially priests in my game. And it tends to be ship-based ones is where you find it. It's maybe my theorize that it's outside the realm of normal adventuring, and maybe there's a little minor technology boost there. So they in Harby they got a cannon, but the problem is the cannon's inscribed with the ship, and they sunk the ship. It goes back to the Michael Baton wars, back in the day. So all that. But so I found that this is pirate fleets of Greyhawk, and you talked about a bunch of these, right? The whole flotilla and the
Yeah.
Crimson Fleet down on here, Blue Confederation. But when you get down here, now you get to some other stuff. The Theronian Raiders, right? So we got barbarians. This is cool because beyond this,
barbarians or pirates.
Yeah.
They are raiders.
yeah. Sea
Now,
mages. Yeah. Gary,
sea mages,
Tim's got a sea mage class. The ever mysterious. And I'm probably going to see that in his game on the 26th. He's going to be throwing out a lot of crap at me. I guarantee it when he DMs finally. All right. So you got the Great Kingdoms. The Great Kingdom of Arity has a considerable presence on all seas. In addition to formidable sea barons. Where's their navy based?
Tolly
Uh,
and Monmurg, I guess.
No, Great Kingdom.
Oh, Great Kingdom. Oh, yeah,
Great
the
Kingdom.
Rel Astra ought to be made, but they have several others. But it
in
depends on
my
what
campaign,
time.
Anna,
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
what I did, sorry, it
No,
was
no, no, no.
Prim.
Go on.
The South Province
Yep.
were
Mhm.
building up a
Yep.
navy just to flex their muscles on the Azure Sea.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Because I reasoned it, that's where all the action's at, is the Azure
It-
Sea.
Yeah, but you also have Neri in
Yeah.
it will be a natural naval
Eventually,
base
yeah.
if
Yeah.
you
You mean
for the
ID?
Great Kingdom. Yeah, Neri, the city of Neri. That will be
Where is that?
you have it zoom in.
It's
Go south. Go south. There you go. Zoom in.
Neri City.
Yep.
Okay.
That will be a natural naval base for the Azure Sea for the Great Kingdom back in the day. Yeah.
But it's not Great Kingdom. I'm confused.
For a while it was.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Depending on what time frame,
Okay.
meaning it expanded and then it fell apart gradually. So it expanded gradually, fell apart gradually. So
Okay.
you have to, yeah, it's a matter of where you put your campaign. If you put it on the height of its might, then Neri will be, Prim will be, yeah. But Relasta will probably be a base
Curtis?
throughout its history. So yeah.
Well, Astra has a significant navy.
Yeah. And then you have further north, you have the whole city of Roland, Winetha, and that whole coast.
On the east
But they don't,
here.
yeah, but they don't have that many enemies on that side more than up north. Further south, they don't. They grow
Right.
later.
Roland,
They
Winetha.
grow, so to speak. So yeah.
Okay. Well, Rel Astra on
Yeah.
that side. What's going on, Curtis? I like
But-
the idea of Primp building up. Though.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Primp is good.
There's a lot
Yeah.
going on in this whole. I mean, geez,
Mhm.
you know, there's a lot of things going on there. Solar Compact. Okay. All right, so let me go back here.
But that's all after Great Kingdom.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what was formed after when it fell apart, when Rel Astra became independent and all that.
See, I don't know the history over there because I don't care. Sorry, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Once again, I'm glad to hear that's everything is fun. All right, Iron League Fleet,
Yep.
Iron Gate, Onwall, ID, and Sundee. The Lordship has its own fleet. Iron Gate and ID have the strongest warships, while majority of the fleet is tiny ships converted for war. Okay. And the Kiewish and Ulick Navy are allied fleets of the Western Kingdoms pursues a trade on the Azure Sea. I always thought the Kiewish Navy was rivaled the Sea Princes. Is that true?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They got
Yeah.
the size, they got the numbers. Gradsul is a huge port.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gary just said we're sounding
yeah.
yes. Got
Oh
it.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And the
I
Kiosh
try to
Empire
keep,
was. Oh, sorry.
I just said I try to keep those articles vague.
No, that's good. It's good.
Yeah,
No,
and we also have to see, meaning Kiosh Empire was stable for a long time, which is probably useful for building a fleet, so to speak, because you can invest heavily over time and
Like
things that
Disney.
last for a bit. So yeah,
my
exactly,
goodness.
Sam. And that means that if you're stable and large over time, you can build a fleet over a decade or a century or two or more.
Mike, good to see you, man. Thanks
Hello, Mike.
for
Yeah.
coming in. It's good to see you, man. Hopefully everything's going okay. I'm hanging in there. Lots going on, man. So, and some announcements, Virtual GrandCon 6 is around the corner and signups are already beginning. It's good to see you, man. Thanks, Mike. Let me see what I got here. I did shout you out. I always got extras here. I got too much stuff. Too many buttons. So, the Nyrondese Navy, I guess no one cares about them except for Valmoku.
Oh yes, they be careful of them. But then you have the north of Primp. You have Old Red and
Robin,
the other
Phantom.
one.
Yeah.
You have everything from. Hang on a second here.
I did. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you have from Nessemouth
Oh, cool, Bronco. That's awesome.
to Old Red and Mythos are the big in the south, but we have to and then up north then we have Hammersend in the north that they can have a Nyrondis present or near div presence too in Hammersend.
Okay.
Because they have a near div coastline, even if it's narrow, but they can influence there a little bit. But I don't think they have a big navy there. But so it's Nessemouth, Small and Ragby, then but Old Red and Mythos and Nessemouth are the three main bases, I think.
Mike, Sam and Gary talking shit in chat. I mean, hey Tim, I'm a big Keelander guy. You know that, right? I love Keeland. I mean, Keeland, number one, Keeland wouldn't be the way it is without the Winchesters. Number one, let's put that up there. All right. Two, Keeland is, is the bastion of goodness or, and power in the Sheldon-Mar Valley, and it's been that way forever. But, I always, see them as rivals that, I guess it's a detente out there, right? It's one will win. One, you know what I mean?
Between who? Between who?
The Sea Princes and Keeland when it comes to Navy fighting.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
they're rivals. They're local rivals.
Battle of Jetsam Island,
Right.
464 common year. Keeland won,
Right.
and that settled the Sea Princes down. The Sea Princes were like, "Fine,
yeah,
we'll play honest from now
on." That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
By the way, we have 63 views now of the Shut Up Fritz clip, and if you just go up top, you can actually see it. Where it has the gift subs, and you go and over here.
Right,
there's two clips. One is and the other one is the Fritz Tickler clips from Saturday. So there you go. So yes, well there's the thing. So the Grand Admiral of the Altamira Fleet. That's funny, Dale. Hey, I have ships coming in and out of there up the Jewel, right? And I even have Trade Town. Which we're gonna have a little mini event. We're gonna have a little adventure Saturday in Trade Town again. And I didn't have to do anything for it. One of my players was kind enough to set the entire adventure up, not even knowing it. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So, all right. And then we also had the Harvey Marines. Now, I have the Harvey Marines in my game a lot. The Harvey Marines have hired out a lot of my venturing groups in there, giving them letters of marque to fight the slavers.
Nice.
Right? Yes. Yeah. So, and they have ships. Unfortunately, the Crusty Widow was lost at sea during an adventure. Yeah, that was a fun one. But
I can't remember which map it was. Maybe it was Slavers, but it showed on the map like all these like shipwreck spots.
Yeah. And the Darlene map was good for shipwrecks, right?
Yep.
And then I think brought them over.
I tried to port over all of them and then added a few that were mentioned.
See, look here.
Places.
There's some here.
Yeah.
Said high port, but when you get up here,
I like the symbol they used, so I copied the design of the symbol.
They're all over the place up here.
Yeah, I
all over.
Used the same design.
And my request: can we get a Ghost Tower of Inverness book? Because it really has zero connection to Greyhawk.
Well, then it's your part of the map of the world. You write it.
I don't have time for.
You will. You will retire eventually.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yes, you'll have to wait 3.5 years for that book, everyone.
Yeah, but it's 40 years for in the making, so it should be good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but just Willie Bay is one of my favorite places to adventure, and there's a lot of piracy. So, but the Harvey Marines have some warships. I have the Harvey still independent from Greyhawk. I can't stand Greyhawk, like the shadow government in there. That drives me freaking crazy. So, what was that, Mike? There was one, but only one. But it only appears once every. What's that? What's that there, Daniel? What appears only every 1,000 years?
Ghost Tower.
Oh, the Ghost Tower.
Ghost Tower.
It does. It appears every time there's a thunderstorm. The book for the tower. Okay. Oh, hear that? Uh-oh.
Are you have a warning?
National flash flood warning is in effect for this area.
Uh-oh. But you're on second floor, so you should be good. Oh, just kidding. Yeah. You
Yeah.
should run and
No, we're fine.
clear
We're
your
fine.
basement. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm basement prepped already.
Oh,
So
good. Yep.
yeah, yellow sails. They only bring the yellow sails out when they're about to instill fear in someone. BB. They don't sail around with yellow sails. Trivia question: who sails around with pink sails?
Oh. Yeah.
It was the worst piece of heraldry I ever made up. I remember. It was the worst. Samwise having just been in the Amazons of the Crimson Moon, the corruptors of Emerson Winchester III, and look what happened to Fritz because of it. All right, so yes, the Amazons have their own ships. All right, so we got after the Harby, we got Spindrift Isles, Lendor Isles Navy, Elven warships. Which see, I like the idea of Elven warships. You don't talk about, I think that's cool. Yeah,
Nobody messes with them.
right. They're probably the most maneuverable and just yeah. Pink sails. No, it's the Amazons of the Crimson Moon. Yeah. So, Sasserine fleet captains serve council members of the Free City nestled in Ejectli Bay. They maintain peaceful ties with the former rulers. The Sea Princes will often defend against Crimson Fleet raids. Well, we know that right from the Savage Side.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Just goes to show you, if you're in the right place at the right time and you're part of the establishment, I mean, that's all James Jacobs' campaign, a personal campaign, Sasserine and all that. So don't remind you. See, exactly, Curtis. I got to remind you about the Amazons. They still exist. Elven ships. And then lastly, divers and Furendi navies. Well, I can see the Furendi Navy. I understand. Divers, the shithole that is. I can't even believe they got three canoes. So, control the western fresh waters of the near deep. The main concerns are threats of values, deep lake monsters, and smuggling Rennie. The infiltration of the slave lords has been an added thorn in their side. Yeah, because there's one of the coves right near divers, actually, from the slavers reference. So that's cool, Mike, that you did all those up too, just to show more there. So let's see what we got here. Yes.
Elven ship. This is Livgard
Yeah.
Gazetteer.
Mhm.
Elven ship of the Lindor Isles.
Nice. What page is that of the Living Girl Gazetteer, so everyone can look at it?
669.
There you go. So don't bash Gary. He put it in there. All right. Let me see what else we got. All right, we got back to the Mythos. I'm going to type from here. I'm going to type Sea Princess one more time and see if we come up with anything we haven't hit yet. We got the timeline. Let's see what we got. Commodore Prince 5.
I don't think I have them cataloged anymore, but I used to do blog posts on every Sea Princess game session I had.
Wow.
So it was like a serial of stuff. So there's a lot of
what year?
A lot of stuff in there. This would have been 2012 maybe.
Oh, okay. I just randomly jumped into a date and
Actually it's earlier than that. So I like at like number 33. That's 2012. So I probably started back in 2011, 2010.
All right. Let me see. I'll just scroll through and see if we find. Yep. All right. I just scrolled through the dates. Let's go back to January 2012. Sea Princes crew profiles 4. Look at that. All righty.
Yeah, I did. Used to do character sketches for all the players and NPCs.
Sister Mercy, was that a player character?
That's an NPC.
NPC. Okay. A priest of Osprey?
Yes.
Nice.
And that is a priestess from the Lordship of the Isles.
Okay. Oh yeah, Lord, youngest daughter, wealthy Dushan Lord. What was the name of the woman we rescued?
That was a someone from the Snow Barbarians.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Right. Cool. Half Pint Moira. Ha! Originally from the cold marshland of Rotic. Look at that. Look at that picture, Anna. She's like, ah. That's
so much. Have you drawn that?
yeah.
Yeah, I got.
It
We have
looks
links for
awesome.
those.
Yeah, it looks great. So cool. Yeah.
Sarah Jet Cassidy, captain of Osborne's Kiss. There you go. So there's a woman. Nice. Woman captain. Kicking butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like this link is to the all the player characters.
Oh, cool. Is that crew profiles 2? Oh, we're almost. All right. So
That's two. That's two.
All right.
One is
We're right there.
probably what you're looking at.
No, well, that was 3.
No.
So we that was let me do this.
Okay.
Let me do January. Let me do 2011 and go to the last. It should be right here. What date was that, Mike?
Asher's right. Author, photographer, artist.
December 5th.
Triple
We're right
threat.
there. We're right there.
Oh, you know it's
we go.
a campaign that I'm into when I'm doing the character portraits.
Yeah, man. That's
I don't do that for every campaign.
Here we go. Captain Renault's ship, the Bird of Prey, is among the most progressive in the Prince's fleet, employing more than one. Savage Ullman is not only so it was not slave ships, right? They would hire crew.
This particular crew was not slaves.
Okay.
Because the captain is a former Knight of the Watch.
Oh, he just gave it up.
There's a whole backstory behind it.
Nice.
But that's in the other link.
It says he has a deadly obsidian bladed weapon in hand.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a good one.
Nice. All right. Henry Morgan, Assassinine.
Oh, you had to have the Morgan in there. That's cool.
Yeah, well,
a good reference. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's Henry Entertainment left to be seen. Brother Pickles.
Brother Pickles. So Brother Pickles, unfortunately, in this campaign, Jay, the very first Secrets campaign, we rolled a 3d6 down the line.
So he had terrible stats.
He wanted to be a cleric. He ended up rolling a 3 intelligence. And his wisdom wasn't much better. So he was special. Yes.
Dude, that's it. Wow.
Yeah, the captain of the crew, which you'll get to later, I think it was Captain Hammond. He had like a 4 constitution.
So wind blew and he got
was
sick.
Sickly. He was just
oh my
sickly
gosh,
captain.
that's awful.
Yeah, it was a rough campaign.
Yeah. Wow, smart sailors recommend as an accolade. Transit priests. Pickles doesn't profess faith in a single deity, but instead worships all the myriad gods. So what class was this guy? Fighter?
Which one?
Pickles, Brother Pickles.
Pickles is a cleric.
Oh, we had spell failure.
I was not. I don't think I was really enforcing the statistics for the spells.
Right.
But for skills, it was pretty, critical.
3 intelligence is vegetative, man.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, my gosh.
It's almost like you mean your dog, your cat is smarter than 3? No, it's almost.
Yeah.
It was
it
might not have been 3, but it was definitely
that's hysterical.
It was single digit.
That's great. Let's see, here we go. Victor Emmett Hammond.
Yeah, he was a scurvy guy.
Mm-hmm.
How many players did you have at this time? 4?
All
these characters,
yeah.
Cool. Let's see.
And most of those guys are still game with.
That's great. Any urges ever to go back to it?
That was campaign?
Yeah, was this some of you that you had the podcast?
Yeah. That's the podcast.
Yeah,
right,
because that was some of the best live play ever recorded in a podcast. The audio quality is amazing.
Yeah.
The
We
editing.
didn't live stream my games, I don't think. But it's the same group.
Yeah. Those back in the day, they were fantastic. I listened to every episode. They were so cool, and then it was so much fun to meet you guys. Yeah.
I never came back to a crew, Jay. I would always just start a new crew,
thanks, man.
and then build upon the lore from the previous session. So there were reoccurring NPCs, and stuff, but I rarely. I think I only ever came back to one crew. That was in 5.8.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a fun time. I would suggest, and Curtis and Brett, if you're on, preparing something for Gary Con after hours again, man. You know what I mean? That was fun, and just even with the same group of players that we had, it was a good time. Yeah. See, Curtis says yes. Late night, get there, play that. Me half punch drunk, that kind of stuff. Yeah, look,
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Those guys, you were punch drunk, and
Yeah.
Brett and Curtis were drunk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But I should be healed by then, healed of my physical
Or you'll be
ailments.
really dangerous then.
I may be really dangerous again without, what I may do is pretend I'm injured, get a cart so I can drive that around.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you all. That was really kind of you all for that hype train. So, Patrick, thanks. Yeah.
Brett had a ways to go. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a blast. Absolutely. So, and then first mate, Araxo Titan, adopted son of ruler Portovan, Count Erasmus Titan. He's never been in favor of much greedy, plotting father, always a foppish pest at court. Yes. So.
Yeah. So my friend Eric played that character. He played him like Blackadder.
Oh, okay.
So was an easy character to hate.
So
that was a great series.
Were most of these guys fighter types? I mean, we have one cleric. Thieves?
Let's see. I think, they were mostly rogues and fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With Brother Pickles.
Yeah. No wizards.
Wow.
One of them might have been a ranger.
Yeah. By the way, it's raining real hard here. Something. If I disappear, everyone, we'll say call it a night. It's raining really hard here. I can hear it. I can hear it, and I got my headset on. So just so you're aware, I know it's coming up the coast from the south. Well, that is cool. We'll ring a 5 questions, Joe Block. Joe Block's already committed to Ask the Experts, by the way, at Gary Con.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Yeah, he's already done that.
Oh, you mean Greyhawk?
Greyhawk,
or
virtual. I'm
Greyhawk.
sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. So, man, you got to ring a 5 questions for Jim Ward on here? Holy jeez. Oh, my God. That's awesome.
I would send out emails to everyone I could think of. Some of them got back with me, some of them didn't. Like Eric Mona never got back with me.
Damn,
well,
Eric.
there's a chance for that to happen. So, yeah.
Damn, Eric.
Well, yeah, I had some good ones.
He was busier
Let me
back
go back
then.
to January.
Yeah.
So one more thing, and then we'll call it. Look,
One more.
Yeah, just go back to January, because we were at the end. Crew. So a lot of these are NPCs, right? These crew profiles.
Yeah.
Sasha Dirk. Yeah. Sasha nice shot with a knife or two, or keen eyesight helped to kiss spot many an enemy ship from almost Dullstrand. Oh yeah, this is a different location. Yeah. See Princess 20. Yep.
Yeah.
This is part of the adventure. Here you go.
Part of the adventure.
See Princess number 20, all work and no play. So it's a synopsis of the. Oh, there you go. That's what we're looking for.
And every session, I would give the cast, the crew, and I would give them a different nickname every time.
So their names were changing.
Well, I mean, it's their normal name, but then I would describe them differently.
Oh, Rogue Ranger, Clark, Rogue Fighter. There you go.
There you go.
Setting their course on the Pomar, south by southwest, the two ships initially suffered through a few days of lagging winds and lagging workers. Dictator sleeping on the job and hurled him into the water, munching entertainment.
Dictator, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning of this,
Brett,
we always named all the crew members.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was one of the best names I've ever heard of an NPC or character. That was so cool.
Handsome Griff Aldegar made a bet with Henry Morgan he could bed the wily Sasha Dirk first. A good time was had by all. Yes, we saw the picture of Sasha Dirk. So, yes.
None of them succeeded.
None of them succeeded?
I don't think.
So they don't have Fritz's charm, is what you're saying.
Right.
Sorry. Yes. That is awesome. So, Uh, See, Mike, look at that. We got through. We got through almost the
Oh,
entirety of going through
oh
all
yeah,
these posts.
So
yeah,
And,
there's another aspect
yeah.
of my mythos that I never did blog posts on, and
Okay.
I'd have to go and dig through a stack of Steno notebooks
Hmm.
to find. And but there were briefly mentioned those write-ups that you just touched on, and that at the not every session, but like every other session, they had a bard on the crew,
Right.
uh, an elven bard, and I would for entertainment he would tell a little like story of the high seas every week,
Oh,
and
cool.
they'd be like ghost stories and stuff like that. And these were things that I wove into the mythos, stuff like St. Elmo's fire or drowned ones, anything,
The
creepy
Jungle of Lost
involving the high
Ships.
seas. Yeah, Jungle Lost Ships. These were all things, stories, sailor stories I tried to weave into a game session.
That is awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Curtis and Brett, you got to stick around for some funny thing coming up. Okay, you'll get it. I think. Maybe you won't, but yeah, stick around for the end here. All right. So, any questions from the audience, especially for Mike, who's perked up after a rough day?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anna, what are your thoughts on this? This was fun. This is a
Oh,
fun one.
I'm
Delving
I'm
in.
just amazed. This is such a cool campaign that you
Yeah.
put in effort. How many
It's
years
almost like
did you
the
run it
My
through?
Gray, sorry, yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like the My Greyhawk shows we do,
Hmm.
but it's like my specific
Exactly
Yeah,
campaign.
that one
absolutely.
realm of
Absolutely,
Greyhawk.
man.
Yep. Hmm.
The level of
How
So how
long?
detail.
So the question was, how
how many
long?
years did you run? Did it run
It
for?
looks like the first articles were around 2011,
Hmm.
and I'd say that's to present
Oh wow.
because I've done,
Mhm.
there's been
Yep.
lulls,
So oh, 15 years
but I just
going
keep
soon. Yep.
starting it up again with a new
Hmm.
crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Now, it's been a while since I've done one, so I think technically the thing I ran at GaryCon was the most recent iteration.
And that was a blast. It was fun. And it turns out that spellcasters are very rare, so I was honored to play one. And abuse it. So, but and it was basic, and that was low level, and it was a lot of fun. So,
Clerics are rare on board as well, as you saw all the hold person spells. Jesus.
yeah, absolutely. Clarks are the whole person's like the most imbalanced. Well, sleep's number one in old, in that era, but the whole person's number two. As far as sleep, you can take out an entire crew, especially if they're all first level. You can take out 2 to 8 of them. Boom. Yeah. So, but
Now, one of the things I've griped about before in my campaigns is like I've wrote this much about all,
right,
but I've played this much,
right.
right?
Yeah,
But I've played this much about the Sea Princes, and I've wrote this much about the Sea Princes.
yeah,
So
Hmm.
you would
Yeah,
think
that's the
that's my
other part.
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah. But this is so cool because you've gone into depth. You built world built a lot, and you've added cool rules, house brew, and really, yeah, went to town with it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, and we appreciate it. So, any questions from the audience for Mike before we go to shout outs and what's going on? So, for coming up.
Don't ask me what the next week's topic is.
Hey, we got through this one. I picked this one. You have that whole list back, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Oh, Mike even left a link to this page right here. I'm like, well, that was that. I was like, oh, this is gonna be this will be good. So definitely a really fun. Thank you for the hype train, everyone. That was awesome. You're getting us rolling off here at the beginning of this week. So, alrighty. Well, no other questions. So let's do the following here. Mike, what do you got going on? Anything else exciting this week?
Well, I have a new comic, of
Oh,
course.
there we go.
Oh,
Yep, yep. And
There
I
we go.
got I played in Rich's Radigan City campaign on Monday, and
Cool.
my Pearland campaign was on hold this week because we went and saw the new Superman movie.
Was it
But
good?
we'll be back on it next week.
Would you
And
recommend? Would you
we
recommend
just
Superman?
started the Forgotten Temple of Thariza.
Nice.
Superman was great, by the
Okay.
way.
Good. Something is wrong with my show. I think the guys are.
Tasha Igwill's cauldron of
Yeah.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is so good.
That's fantastic. Well, cool, man. That's great to hear you guys check that out.
Yeah.
And keep up the good work, man. Keep it going. It's like you came up with some great ideas. I'm intrigued by this. All the level of detail, and I can see where it could tie into us, even you doing a Savage Tide one day.
Yeah. I wish
know
I'd read that.
that's a mega adventure, though, man. That's years. If you're gonna run that from beginning to end, that's a couple years.
My problem with Savage Tide is that half of it takes place on
Land.
Earth, but then the other half, then you go off into
Yeah,
the
you're
outer
going into
planes.
Abyss and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that part. Yeah.
But it goes up to mega levels. That's the issue with
Yes.
it. But
Yes.
I can see a adventure against the Crimson Fleet would be cool, right? And that's part of Savage Tide, isn't it?
That there's a whole
Right.
accompanying article on Scuttle Cove with maps and everything.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. In the dungeon, they got them all written up, in depth. So yeah, definitely. So well, cool, man. Really appreciate you sharing this information with us tonight. It was a fun discussion. Anna, what do you got going on?
Oh wow, there's a lot of things going on. On Friday, instead of a Twitch stream, I will have a special Zoom hangout with
cool.
my patrons because I'm celebrating 1,000 patrons. So thank you, everyone. And you can sign up if you want to participate. You can sign up to any tier, including the free tier. And hang out. I will show some new maps and talk about future projects and yeah, whatever we want to babble. You can come and tell me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what I do wrong, right, whatever. And so please pop on in, and it's at 6 p.m. Pacific, just like when I normally do my stream, and hang out and have some drinks and just yep. So do that. And I'm also I will show off some of the, hopefully we'll see how many slides I will do, but I have a seminar. I'm going to a convention next week, so next weekend. So I will not be I'm flying out on Wednesday, so I will not be on Legends and Lore, or there will be no stream next week, and I will not be on Gavin. So I will be gone from Wednesday to next Monday. So
you mean Legends and Lore and Gavin both?
Exactly. Yep. I will be out and about. So
the week after next, not this Gavin, this upcoming Sunday, right? The week after.
Exactly. Week after. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's next week. Yep. So that is going on, and yeah, so there will be the new generation of Greyhawk maps. I will show off a bunch of screenshots. We can look at how they're structured and what they look like and stuff. So yep.
All right. So now I lost something. It's not a big deal. Well, maybe it is, because if I don't find it, we're not running an adventure tomorrow. So give me 1 second here. So sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like going beyond a little old published adventure. So of course I adapt them. So for the next 2 weeks, well, actually this Thursday and then 2 Thursdays after, you got a little ziggurat on the hill here, right? And then you got, I got the terrain, and you got this. So this is from the D20 era. I have a bunch of these. It's called the Temple of the Eternal Flame. There you go. It's small, but I've modified it, and the Windborn Mercenary Group will be, it'll be Alan and Tom and Wall will be playing their characters, and that'll be this Thursday the 10th, and then in 2 Thursdays we'll continue that. It'll be about a 2-week session. So that's level 6th, 7th, and 8th roughly, just so you're aware. So that's Thursday. But then Saturday, this is where I told Curtis and Brett to stick around. So I got an all spellcaster group. I got Coco, Star, Phantom, and Vamp all in. So we had 2 Earth Elementalists, a Magic Assassin, and a Fighter Mage, and 1 NPC. in the adventure, no means no. Did Curtis Brett, do you get what that means? It happened
No.
during Baldrin's Beacon.
Okay.
Someone did something they weren't supposed to do. You probably know who. So this adventure will no, this adventure will take place in Trade Town. Yes, Saturday. It starts at 11. That's all I'm going to say about details, but it'll be funny. So yes, someone got told no a lot of times. Was very touchy-feely on things, and then Discorded me like, I want to make sure that I take that. I think we could really use that in the future. I'm like, okay, no problem. So yes. What? Because you need a clerk? Um, no, not that. But you're on the right track. You're on the right track, Curtis. As to what happened during the 24-hour stream, it was funny. But yes, no means no, and yeah. Maram has purchased a place in Trade Town now. It has a house there and all. It's it's a shack, but it's a place. So that's and he's not playing, so it'll be fun. So that's what we're doing on Saturday. It'll be a one-shotter with those 4 players in, just something to do. And then they'll have a gathering on Sunday, which I haven't done the title yet. So that's what we got. I've been running behind schedule this week, obviously, with a lot of stuff going on. All right, the winner will get, once again, we'll do this again. You get your choice of one of these 2, the old school glossography or the new gazetteer, either one. And then an adventure options are, let's see what we got here. We got Cult of the Reptile God, Ravenloft, Mordecai's Fantastic Adventure. All right, they're the 3, and if you have them all, let me know, and I will get you something else, right? Hey, Courtney. No means no. I slay myself sometimes. It'll be fun. They'll be pissed. The players will be pissed off, but I won't be. So, yeah. So at the end of that game. Yeah. So, yeah, we're running out from 11 to 3, 11 to 3 Eastern. So, yeah, it'll be, Beckme's cool, man. Very cool. Let's call exclamation point drawing, and we'll get that in. And who are we rated into tonight? Darling and Bones are both not on because of the weather. I'm going into Game Master Eric. He raids into me all the time. So we're going back into Game Master Eric tonight, okay? He raids in here all the time when we return the favor. All right, let me do the giveaway, see who wins. It is, man, isn't it? Yeah. I didn't want to, I wanted to keep it a small, quick game for Saturday. So please note, I didn't want to exclude anyone, but Vamp didn't get in the game last Saturday, and I just wanted, and Star and Rob played a shorter amount than the other people that came in. So I figured that I'd go with all mages, all spellcasters, just to have some fun. Just note that. All right, let's see who wins. Closing it out. Winner tonight. Cardman 2467. You haven't won in a while. Congrats, man. You tell me, Cardman, if you are on to make sure. Yep. So you just let me know via Discord or for chat which of these 2 and which of these 3, right? All right. Of all those. So if you want, let me know and we'll raid in. And Mike, thanks for a really fun stream tonight. Really
Thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah, you went from a 3 to about an 8.5, man, which is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. There you go. New Gazetteer Morning Cane. See how easy that was? Awesome. I'll get that right out for tomorrow. Cool. And of course, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Temple of the Eternal Flame, Part 1. It'll be an interesting, normal old school adventure type. You got it. Back converted from that. This is D20's 3rd edition. Easy to convert back to 1st, which I've already done. So see you all soon. Thanks all for the support. Really an awesome show again. And it's freaking hot up here. 6 to 8. No, we're not. We're staying away from super high for a bit. Once I did that one for 5 straight sessions, Tux, it burns you out, man. Those fights are crazy, man. We got 15th level characters running around. It's too much, Thanks, Wolf. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, just note, we want to all stay healthy here, and so it's important, right? So, and as Anna says, 3.5 years I can write more. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
All right, we'll see you all soon. Am I getting the wrong button? Probably hitting the wrong button here, but we'll see you all soon. Thanks. See you tomorrow night. See you tomorrow night.
Bye.
Saturday afternoon, or late morning, whichever works for you guys. All right, let me raid in, please. Set the raid up. Where's the right button here? Raid, creator dashboard. Machine manager, raid in. 18 followers away from. And please sign up for Virtual GreyhawkCon. If you haven't yet, please do. We're going to get that rolling, and please put in events. If you are planning on DMing, please put an event in. All right, so raid channel. Game master. There we go. Oh, his stream hasn't started yet, so well, that's okay. That's good. Gonna put in a word. Let me do this real quick. Alrighty, here it goes. Thank you. See you all soon. 72, nice. Alrighty. Let me hit this button here and the